What's up, guys? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Luby. The channel is called Luby Games because we game sometimes. Now today we're getting back into the Death Battle series. We have Death Battle KILLUA versus MISAKA. I don't know which one. I know who Kill is. Hunter x Hunter W show. Don't know. I've never watched a certain magical index. I think that's what it says in the parentheses. If that's not the name of the show, that's on them, it's not on me. But of course I'm gonna side with Kill because I know about Kill, and depending on how this goes, I might have a new anime to watch.
KILLUA Zoldyck, Hunter x Hunter's prodigious lightning assassin.
MISAKA Mikoto, Academy City's ace electric princess.
Question: what is more terrifying than the all-powerful crackling might of lightning?
Lightning in the hands of cocky, hyper-talented teenagers. Oh, the worst combination. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. The Zoldicks, a vicious family of assassins known the world over. So infamous for their killing techniques, a single photo of any member sells for millions.
You don't want to be the target of their next family outing. But like all families, there's bound to be a rebel.
As was the case with the middle child, KILLUA.
They seriously named him Kill?
Yes.
Hardcore.
Well, it might be a pun on the term kilowatt, but kill is apt,
Kill's
given
cooler.
he's been trained in past tensing people since he was 3.
I'll say, at age 14, he was strong enough to open a 64-ton door. Jeez, what kind of workout did his family put him through?
I forgot when
Somehow it gave him 6 skater skills, extendable claws, and rhythm echo, a technique that lets him fool people's senses with just his feet.
More accurately, by manipulating the cadence of his footsteps, KILLUA can create an auditory illusion, capable of tricking even extrasensory abilities.
KILLUA was a heck of a prodigy, but despite being able to effortlessly rip
That was a
out
crazy
hearts,
scene, I
his
remember
family still thought he wasn't cold-blooded enough.
Fed up, he ran away. Not to the circus, but to the Hunter Association, an association of people who hunt stuff. There, he tested himself in the Hunter's exam and inevitably had gone head over heels for his new friend, Gon. Get it?
Oh, God, Wiz, are you still taking those waste-of-time improv classes?
Yes, and I think it's going pretty well.
KILLUA's family didn't like him making friends, so they sat him down and then calmly and politely tortured him mercilessly as punishment. It was only thanks to Gon that KILLUA finally convinced his old man to let him go out on adventures with his buddies.
But this
It was
change of
crazy
heart
though.
was
They
no
was up there
act of
beating him,
compassion.
and he was like,
KILLUA's
"Alright,
father
I'm
saw
tired of
his
this,"
freedom
and
as
just
just
got down.
another
I
step
did
in
nothing.
molding him into a better killer. And in some ways, he was right. Through his adventures, KILLUA learned Nen, an invisible life force that...
Yeah, it's key. It's always key.
Actually, this one's a bit more complicated. You see, Nen is utilized through 4 main principles. 10 for containing your aura while defending from physical and mental attacks, Zetsu for relieving fatigue and masking your presence, Ren for bolstering strength and influencing emotions,
That's pretty standard so far.
and Hatsu, the unique way in which one's Nen is expressed. This comes in many forms, but all fall into one of 6
Every time it
types,
comes to anime
which
and
represent
like
how
how the
proficient a
powers
Nen
work,
user is at certain
I be locked in
techniques.
while I'm watching
Oh,
it,
it's an RPG
but I haven't
class
watched this in
system.
a minute,
More
so
like
I
a
remember,
hybrid class
but
system,
not like
because
by
most
name.
users
I just remember
actually
what they
fall
could be.
somewhere between 2 categories, giving them differing degrees of proficiency. Techniques from these Nen categories can even be further enhanced by adding rules to their use. Oh, then there are the advanced principles, which...
Oh, God, okay, I get it.
But we haven't even talked about KILLUA's Hatsu yet. KILLUA is a transmuter enhancer, i.e. he specializes in transmuting his aura into different forms and enhancing the power of himself and others. He uses his aura to...
He makes lightning!
Yes. In KILLUA's hand, lightning becomes a deadly weapon that he can fire down as a bolt, channel through his arms, or send through metal objects.
Like his super alloy yo-yos. These bad boys weigh up to 50 kilograms. See, that's how you make a pun, Wiz.
Kilograms,
Packing
please.
enough force to shatter trees like I just shattered Wiz's confidence.
Add in Killua's lightning and he can electrify anyone who touches them.
And this isn't some magic-y schmagic-y lightning. His bolts have been identified as the real deal more than once.
Meaning Killua is certainly as fast as actual lightning, especially when he uses it on himself to bust out Godspeed, a form that greatly amplifies his agility and power, letting him bypass his synapses to reflexively react to threats.
For regular folk, that much voltage would be too much. But thanks to Killua's training, he can shrug off over 1,000,000 volts of electricity.
He's also exceptionally crafty. In a Nen fight, every move matters, and strategy almost always triumphs, even against greater strength.
Killua used these powers to battle world-renowned thieves,
I saw you
bomber
move
mercenaries,
3/4 of an inch.
and
You should have moved 2
That
quarters.
may not
and
sound
then,
like much, but
body
these Chimera
everybody.
ants were
He
brutal,
locked in.
murdering and eating people by the hundreds of thousands, then threatening billions. Reminds me of an old experiment. Gone horribly wrong.
Yikes.
Killua understandably wanted to bail, but Gon pulled him back in, much to his frustration.
Killua wanted to be there for Gon emotionally, but could not comprehend why he was risking so much against the Chimera ants, going as far as becoming a monster.
In other words,
The
Killua
ant
was
art?
crushing really
Really?
hard, but didn't know what to do about Gon's simple-minded impulsiveness. It didn't end well for anyone.
It wasn't all doom and gloom, though. Killua held his own against some of the Chimera ants' best, surviving this forest-consuming blast from one of their captains.
Which, judging by its size, was worth several kilotons.
And he
Bruh.
later injured a top-ranking royal guard, Yuppie.
Sure, he ran for the hills the moment Godspeed wore off, and isn't as strong as the weird horseman, but even just damaging
I'll
someone
say
who
he
can
held
make
him
a
off,
crater
though.
like this is nothing to sniff at.
But amidst all the fighting, Killua still could not get his family out of his mind. Literally.
As in, his brother, Illumi, put a needle in his head, forcing him to be controlled by self-preservation, ensuring he'd always run when victory isn't guaranteed. Wiz, you think you can call CPS for that?
Thankfully,
Yes.
after some much-needed self-surgery and self-reflection, Killua removed it, overcoming his mental barrier and ready to risk his life for those he cherishes.
Which he did when he finally... He even brought Gon back from the brink of his creepy Nen coma.
But despite how valuable Gon was as a friend, Killua realized his unhealthy dependence on him.
So
Yeah,
he
he did.
decided to travel with and protect Aluka, finally realizing what he wants to do for the rest of his life. Oh god, the tearful romantic parting.
Still, if Gon or Aloka ever need help, Killua is sure to come running.
Ready to Killua anyone dumb enough to mess with him or those he cares about.
Also killing his family.
Academy City, a sprawling
Academy
Metropolis
City.
filled with schools where Espers
This is all
train to
new to me.
master
I
their
gave y'all the
supernatural
warning in the
abilities.
beginning.
Most
I'm
of
a
these
vet,
youngins
but
dream
I'm
of
lucky to
rivaling the
learn.
best Espers, but only a few are hardworking and smart enough to do it.
Among them being Tokiwadai Middle School's Level 5 Electro Master, Misaka Mikoto.
Misaka.
Level 5? So she's a Pokemon, but an anime girl.
Each Esper's power and utility is ranked, with Level 5 being the highest they can normally achieve.
Okay,
And
so
after
she's top
working
tier.
up to that level, Misaka became unstoppable. She can magnetize herself to metal, electrically enhance her physique, sense her surroundings through an electromagnetic radar, and generate billions of volts.
In addition, she can make iron sand from disparate particles in the air to form tornadoes, body decoys, or a sword that vibrates at rapid
this gonna be
speeds
a
for
great
enhanced
fight.
cutting power.
Just what an anime girl needs, a chainsaw. Man, if she gets serious, Misaka can even make a friggin' 6 million ton kaiju out of it.
With such tremendous power, Misaka put an end to many crimes, earning fear among criminals, admiration among her peers, and lots of personal pride in her abilities. There was nothing she couldn't overcome.
Nothing except the bane of all tsunderes, a frizzy-haired, dumbass anime protagonist.
Yes.
Enter Kamijo Toma, a level 0 nobody who Misaka could not harm, no matter how many times she tried.
Oh, I hate you, but I secretly love you, and it'll work out in the end. Shut up! But she'd have more than a dork like Toma to worry about. As amazing as
Is that why
Academy
she
City
can't kill
is,
him? 'Cause she
it's
likes
more
him?
corrupt than New York real estate. Years ago, Misaka gave some shady scientists a sample of her DNA, being promised it'd help cure tons of fatal diseases.
Instead, they made tens of thousands of clones of her,
Yikes.
sending them all to be slaughtered one by one.
Specifically against another level 5 and A-tier edgelord named Accelerator. By farming all these clones, they hoped he would finally get enough EXP to become a mythic level 6. Is that seriously all it takes? How does this Esper stuff work?
Glad
So,
you asked.
level
Espers
5 is
represent
max,
the scientific side of the
but they're
world,
trying to
a side I'm oh so familiar with.
pass the max.
All espers possess an involuntary movement or AIM diffusion field that manifests their power, letting them consciously alter reality.
Changing reality with your mind. Isn't that just magic?
Au contraire, Boomstick, it's quite scientific. Look at Misaka's signature move, the railgun. Many real-life railguns use a set of parallel conductors to generate Lorentz force. By envisioning imaginary rails between herself and her target, Misaka can create a similar yet greater effect, accelerating the speed and kinetic force of a projectile, usually a coin, into a concussive bullet. It's beautiful. It's science.
How long are you gonna be nerding out over this?
Come on, this is like my one thing. Where was I? Oh yeah, thousands of dead clones. Traumatized by the endless slaughter, Misaka felt enormous guilt. You see it all the time with horrific experiments.
Sure, buddy.
She worked for days to end the clone project, but concluded it would have to end with her sacrifice.
But Toma butted in, giving Misaka the support she needed in her darkest hour, while also punching out albino Magneto with his Esper-proof fist.
Hey.
Misaka had shouldered her burden for so long that she forgot how to rely on others. This wake-up call from her newfound crush was exactly what she needed.
But even with Accelerator decelerated, Misaka kept fighting Academy City's underbelly, all to protect her friends and free her sister clones she befriended. She dealt with a lot of trouble on the way, but had the power to do it.
In her battle with a killer cyborg lady, Misaka conjured a city-spanning storm, which, by measuring the size of the cloud relative to the city, would require over 58 kilotons of energy to make.
Kilowatton. She's also fought other level 5s, not just Accelerator. She got into a middle school beef with a snobby telepath, fought this explosive weirdo, and dodged particle beams from an unhinged Karen.
The electrons of which can accelerate to high relativistic speeds.
It's no shock. Misaka's reactions are that fast, given her lightning has been stated to be light speed on 5 different occasions.
More than just her powers, though, Misaka's greatest asset is her intellect.
It might not look it, but high-level espers constantly perform tons of nerd math just to make their powers work.
And understanding other powers has been just as vital to Misaka's survival. Take her bout with the magic Valkyrie, Brunhild.
Remember when Wiz said espers were the science side of the world? Well, these weirdos are packing the magic. A single mistake from Misaka could have meant death, but she still stalemated Brunhild.
Now, Brunhild was still stronger and faster, but it is impressive Misaka was able to harm a saint, who are normally only mountains. One such foe, Hell, froze 100 kilometers of ocean.
You'd think this means Misaka can take on all sorts of magical baddies. But alas, the power creep says otherwise.
He's actually serious. When you're dealing with crazy magicians and magic gods, even a level 5 Esper struggles to keep up. Misaka valued her abilities so highly that she struggled to maintain her self-esteem when they weren't enough.
A shame Misaka cares so much about getting stronger when Toma appreciates her as a person first and foremost.
While certainly a flaw, that ever-persistent hard-headedness will also keep Misaka around, no matter the stakes.
So watch out, because this pint-sized 14-year-old is quite literally a walking railgun.
Alright.
Battle!
Death battle! Let's lock in. Y'all know I'm Team Kill. I think I said that already.
Hey, that's mine. I've been looking for it all day. Give it
Does she
here.
use the exact same coin every time?
Come and get it.
Railgun right off the bat.
Coins, huh? I had a butler who used these.
Yeah.
Focus. It's a trick of sound, not sight. Gotcha. He's good at hand-to-hand. Better keep my distance.
She has stronger lightning. Gotta get in close.
No problem.
Okay. Rotating to Ninja Turtles skating on rooftops. Need that.
No time to break. Now's my chance.
You don't need to kill, it's fine. Y'all on the same page, actually.
Together with electromagnetism, meaning it can be disrupted.
Yep, he always.
Wait a minute.
It's a clone.
Distance, 35 meters.
No.
Altitude, 45, 40, now.
It's a clone. No, kill.
The angle, the electromagnetism, the science. It's.
All right,
He's
take
gonna
a
cook
breather
that.
there, champ.
Whew. While Killua's assassin training made him a vicious threat, Misaka's abilities and know-how gave her the counter she needed in this mind-numbing battle of wits.
Killua could survive kilowatt-ton level blasts, and given some leeway, could scale to Yuppie, whose crater feat was worth 18 megatons of TNT.
Impressive, but the storm Misaka created beat anything Killua has done directly. And given similar scaling to Brunhild, who Misaka not only harmed but stalemated, her output could reach hundreds of megatons of TNT. Meaning, no matter which numbers are used, Misaka would always have the advantage in raw electrical power.
No surprise there. Killua may have shrugged off 1,000,000 volts of electricity, but Misaka can dish out and survive billions.
Still, both characters have contended with and harmed stronger opponents, and the two power systems they work under have allowed weaker opponents to defeat stronger ones in the past.
So, might alone wouldn't net either a win. Plus, Killua was way better at hand-to-hand and physically stronger.
Knowing his crafty assassin skills, things could have gone south for Misaka if she wasn't careful.
But fortunately for the railgun, she was. Her fight with Brunhild shows she knows how to deal with tough, up-close threats while keeping her distance.
And being able to dodge particle beams meant Misaka was more than fast enough to react to even Killua's lightning-quick speed.
Add to that her bigger pool of powers, and she had plenty of ways to counter Rhythm Echo
That's still
since
my favorite
Killua's
kill
lightning,
move.
or just pin him in place long enough to pull off a railgun finisher. Killua was strong, but he wasn't gonna outmuscle 6 million tons of iron sand.
Killua was a prodigy in all things Nen, lightning, and killing, but Misaka's varied electro
Imagine he
powers,
sucked
quick
at killing,
reflexes,
that's
and
the name.
scientific
That would be
brilliance
kinda
let her cash in a win.
But hey, at least she let Killua keep the change. She Killua-would him.
Boomstick. No.
The winner is Misaka Mikoto.
Alright, so she won. W her, but I'm still team kill. So it really don't even matter. Nah, I'm just playing. But let me know what y'all thought about this video. Did y'all guess right? Did y'all person win? Mine didn't, but he still cooked in that fight though, so that's all that matters. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.